This video is going to show you how you can upload folders and or individual documents that you have in your Google Drive to TeachPoint for evidence purposes. Within your Google Drive, if you have a folder in which you have been saving individual documents for evidence purposes and you want to share this entire folder with your evaluator, you can right mouse click on the folder, go to the share button, and change the permissions within the share button to say Chelmsford Public Schools. If you keep it to Chelmsford Public Schools, it means that anyone who has this link within Chelmsford Public Schools can view the content of this entire folder over here. However, if the folder says restricted, then you are the only person who has access to the documents that are within this folder. If you do not want to share the entire folder, but you only want to share individual documents or PDFs, Google Docs, Google Slides that are within your evidence folder, then you can change the permissions on each of those individual documents and make it accessible to anyone in Chelmsford Public Schools by doing the same thing. You can right mouse click the share button, and then change the permission from restricted to anyone in Chelmsford Public Schools. For any document that you have shared with anyone in Chelmsford Public Schools, you will see this icon next to the document name. What this means is that this is a shared document. So if I right mouse click and go to the share, it tells me that this is shared. Once you have set up the correct permissions for your entire folder or your individual documents and PDFs within your folder, you can then proceed to your TeachPoint and start uploading your evidences. Once you are in your TeachPoint, double-click and open your educator collection of evidence form, and then scroll down to the location where you want to attach your evidence. Click on the paperclip, which is for attachments, and now you have different ways of attaching your evidence. If you want to attach a PDF, which is considered a file, go ahead and click on File, navigate to your evidence folder, and click on the PDF document and click Open. You will notice that it has a name up here for your document. You can go ahead and click Save. Once you do that, you are going to see that your first document, which is a PDF, has been attached. To continue attaching more documents, you can click the Close button. You can then click on the paperclip again. And this time, if you are planning to attach your entire folder with all the content within it, the only way to do it is by attaching it as a URL. So to do that, go back to your drive, right mouse click on the folder, click on Get Link, make sure that the permission is set to Chelmsford Public Schools, copy the link, go back to your TeachPoint, click on URL, give the folder a name, and paste the URL within the URL field. Click Save, and what it's telling you now is that you have a link, which is a folder. It may say no preview available over here, but your evaluator will be able to click on this link and be able to see it because you have changed permissions in here for anyone in Chelmsford Public Schools to see that folder. Save as you work, and you can close this. If you want to attach other things, there are two other ways you can do it, by a Google Drive file or a Google Drive link. To do a Google Drive file, you can click on this button. Again, you are going to navigate to your evidence folder. And within your evidence folder, you can pick a Google Doc, a Google Slide, a Google Sheet, any one of the Google applications that you plan to attach. Click on it and click Select. It will inherit the name from your Google Drive, and go ahead and click Save. As you can see over here, it says I have a 2022 April evidences, and there's no preview available. But your evaluator can still click the download button and be able to see what you have attached. Another way you can also attach the same evidence document is by clicking on the paperclip, clicking on Google Drive link, navigating to your evidence folder, and this time I'm going to pick the same evidence that I have, and it's inherited the same name, and I'm going to click Save. But the difference this time is, as you can see, this one says a G link, and by attaching it as a link, it will give your evaluator a preview of what you have attached. So it makes it easier for them to see what you have here. Whereas on this one, the same document, there is no view available because I did it as a Google Drive file. So those are the 4 different ways that you can attach your evidences to your TeachPoint for your evaluator to take a look at. Finally, click on Save, Close, and it tells me over here that I have 4 attachments within my educator collection of evidence form. After you have added your evidences to your evidence collection form, if you feel that you have added a piece of evidence to the wrong standards and or indicator, or if the evidence you added is the incorrect one, you can delete it from where you attached it. To do that, click on the evidence. When the preview window opens up on the top, there is a little X. If you mouse over it, you'll see it says delete. Most people tend to go towards the trash can, thinking that this is where you delete something. This is what shows or hides the deleted document. So if you want to delete something, click the little X. It'll ask you if you're sure you want to delete this document, and then click delete. So this is for an attached PDF document. If you've got a folder that is linked in here, you can do the same thing. Click the X, delete, and it gets rid of that folder that you added. Same thing for a Google Doc slides that you added as a Google Drive file. And the final evidence piece that was added as a Google file link can also be deleted the same way. When I click the trash can, it shows me what I have deleted. If you want to undelete the document, that is what you can do also. Click the trash can. It asks you, are you sure you want to undelete the document? And it brings it right back. I hope this video helps you upload your evidences into TeachPoint.